Are you on a weight loss journey and you're eating in a calorie deficit, but you find it really hard to stay in your calorie deficit consistently day after day, week after week, either because you get hungry because you're obviously eating less foods, or maybe just plain and simple, it is hard to eat in a calorie deficit, where you are not alone. It truly is hard to eat and consistently stay in a calorie deficit. In this video, I'm gonna break down what are high volume foods and what is volume eating and why it is so important if you are eating in a calorie deficit with the goal of weight loss. And then I'm gonna give you 8 simple food swaps that you can start making today or tomorrow to help you feel more full in your calorie deficit, which will make it much easier for you to stick to your calorie deficit consistently. And then make sure you watch all the way to the end, because I'm gonna give you a few of my go-to high volume, low calorie foods that I keep on deck for easy snacks and to keep me feeling full either between meals or to add to my meals to bulk it up to help me feel more full for minimal calories. So before we dive right in, of course, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you get a notification when I release a new video just like this one every single week. My name's Michelle Roots, kinesiologist, personal trainer, and nutrition coach with over 18 years experience in the industry, helping people increase lean muscle, decrease body fat to become the strongest, leanest, healthiest versions of themselves. And I created this channel because I want to help you as well. So before we get into the 8 high volume, low calorie swaps, let's talk a little bit about why high volume eating is great if you are eating in a calorie deficit with the goal of weight loss. To be real, eating in a calorie deficit, meaning eating less calories than you are burning every day with the goal of weight loss, is hard. You are going to be hungry. But if you approach it in the right way, you can reduce that hunger and make it much easier to stick to. So of course, the number one tip that I give to most people eating in a calorie deficit is make sure that you are eating high protein, so hitting your daily protein goal. That is one of the most important things when you are eating in a calorie deficit. If you are eating less calories, you don't want to lose muscle mass. You want to make sure you've got enough protein, not only to keep you feeling full and energized, but also help maintain so you don't lose muscle mass during your calorie deficit. Also help decrease the amount of muscle that you lose while eating in your calorie deficit or in your fat loss phase. And then the second tip to helping you feel full while eating in your calorie deficit is choosing higher volume, low calorie foods. So when you are eating in a calorie deficit, say your calorie deficit is 1,500 calories. If you are choosing foods that are more calorie dense and less filling, it's going to be much harder to stay in that 1,500 calories. If you think about it, if you're eating a few cookies during the day and then maybe you're having a bowl of ice cream or a bag of chips, and that comes out to about 600 calories. You're only really leaving yourself about 900 calories to get the rest of your food in for the rest of the day, as well as hit your protein goal, because those options were not high in protein. You're kind of setting yourself up for failure, and you're not gonna be feeling full, which in turn, you're probably gonna go over your calories, which in turn is gonna make it really hard to see results on your weight loss or fat loss journey. This is where adding high volume, low calorie foods to your meals and snacks can be really beneficial. Foods like fruits and vegetables have a higher water content, so not only to help with hydration, also add bulk to your meals without adding a whole bunch of calories. High volume, low calorie foods are also normally high in fiber, which is really important for digestive health, helps with bowel movements, reduces inflammation, and helps on a weight loss journey because again, it will help keep you feeling full. And lastly, high volume, low calorie foods are often nutrient dense, so loaded with lots of vitamins and minerals, so micronutrients, which the body needs to function optimally, which will not only help you with your energy levels throughout the day, it's also going to help you with energy levels in your workouts as well. I have another video already on my channel listing the top high volume, low calorie foods. If you want a list, here it is right here. I'll link that video in the description below if you want to go check that out after this one. Now let's get into 8 simple swaps that you can start making in order to make it easier to stay in your calorie deficit, prevent overeating, and of course help you reach your weight loss or fat loss goals. Swap number 1, swap out white rice for cauliflower rice. But of course, carbs aren't bad. We know carbs are okay in moderation. I posted a video a few weeks ago talking all about carbs and why we shouldn't be scared of them. I'll link that in the description below if you want to go watch that next. So basically 1 cup of cooked white rice is about 200 calories, whereas 1 cup of cauliflower rice is about 25 calories. What you can do is maybe decrease the portion size of white rice. So maybe you're only going to have half a cup of white rice, where you can still have the rice, but maybe not a huge portion size. So instead of having a whole cup of cooked white rice or brown rice, whatever rice you prefer, have half a cup of white rice and add 1 whole cup of cauliflower rice and mix it all together. It's gonna decrease the overall calorie content of that meal, but bulk it up, and it's gonna look like more food, and it's gonna keep you feeling more full because cauliflower is loaded with fiber and super low in calories. Do you find that after certain foods, you tend to feel more gassy or more bloated? Or when you switch your diet and you're eating healthier foods and more vegetables, you tend to feel more bloated and gassy after your meal? Array Bloat uses digestive enzymes to speed up the digestion of gluten and lactose. And taking just 2 to 3 of these bloat capsules right after a meal as needed can help speed up the breakdown process as well as prevent gas. Array Bloat capsule are a blend of 5 herbs and 1 fruit-based digestive enzyme that targets bloat so you can feel relief quickly. They are clinically proven to reduce bloating by 86% and reduce IBS symptoms by 74%. Right now, Array is offering 15% off your first order plus 4 free travel sachets if you go to the link in my video description and you use code SHOPYT-Michelle. Swap number 2, subbing whole eggs for egg whites, or again, just like we talked about in the rice. If you normally have, say, a 3-egg omelet or 3 scrambled eggs in the morning, take out one of those eggs, so have 2 eggs, and add in liquid egg whites for less calories but higher protein content. For example, 1 large egg is about 80 calories and about 7 or 8 grams of protein, whereas 1 large egg white is only 18 calories and about 3 grams of protein. If you are someone who can eat strictly egg whites, an egg white omelet is a great way to get lots of protein and keep you feeling full for minimal calories. If you're someone like myself who can't just eat strict egg whites, I need a little bit of yolk in there, so you can do 1 egg with liquid egg whites, or you could do 2 eggs with liquid egg whites to mix it all together again for more volume and more bulk. You're gonna get more eggs on your plate than you would if you cook just 3 scrambled eggs. Swap number 3 is to sub out pasta noodles for zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash or lentils. So just like in the other examples, you can either decrease your portion size of pasta noodles and bulk up the meal with more zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash, or adding lentils to add more volume to the meal for minimal calories, or you can completely sub out the pasta for the zucchini noodles or the spaghetti squash or the lentils and eat it just like you would regular pasta. 1 cup of cooked regular pasta is about 200 calories, whereas 1 cup of cooked zucchini noodles is about 20 calories. Again, you can see, and I would say most people don't just eat 1 cup of cooked pasta, they're probably having 2, 2.5, 3 cups. That could lead up to 400, 500 calories, where if you're maybe limiting it to 1 cup of cooked pasta, adding in the zucchini noodles or the spaghetti squash to bulk up the meal, maybe it'll only come up to 300 calories, but you're gonna get way more volume, and again, it's gonna help you feel more full. Swap number 4 is sub out high sugar cereals or granola for a higher fiber, low or 0 sugar cereal, or just straight up oatmeal. Depending on the cereal, 1 cup of what we call sugary cereal is about 150 calories, whereas 1 cup of cooked oatmeal with water is also about 150 calories, but way more volume, way more fiber, way more nutrients, protein to keep you feeling full. Swap number 5 is switch out sauces like mayonnaise for a sauce like a mustard. So if you're making a sandwich or a wrap, mayonnaise has much higher fat and calorie content, so you're looking at about 90 calories for 1 tablespoon of mayo versus about 5 to 10 calories per tablespoon of mustard. Mustard is actually one of my go-tos for wraps or sandwiches. That is my go-to sauce. I love mustard. I personally just love the taste, but also for the calorie range, it's definitely a much better option if you're trying to stick to, say, that 1,500 calories. If you're wasting 90, and let's be honest, who actually measures out 1 tablespoon of mayo? It's more like a scoop in the jar and shove it on, which could come up to 2 tablespoons. That's 180 calories just for the sauce on your sandwich. So again, when you're looking at trying to stay in that 1,500 or 1,600 calorie range, that's your calorie deficit. If 160 calories is coming just from your mayonnaise, it's much harder to stick to that calorie range again, because that's not filling you up. It's not gonna do anything for you other than make your sandwich taste a little bit better. So when we're talking about sauces too, we'll just stay on the topic. Also, creamy or salad dressings tend to be higher in calorie. There are many options out on the market, but you might be using a ranch, say, that's lower in calorie, then that's okay. Some of them come down to about 30 calories per tablespoon, but others are about, again, just like the mayo, 80, 90 calories per tablespoon. And when you're just doing this on your salad. It makes that salad a little bit higher in calorie when you could sub that out for balsamic vinaigrette or any other vinaigrette that's gonna be lower in calories, but also just give you flavor to your salad just like you need. Salsa is a great option. Frank's hot sauce, sriracha, all of these sauces that are lower in calories are gonna help you stay in that calorie deficit. Swap number 6 is swap out chips or crackers that are more calorie dense for something like air pop popcorn. Air pop popcorn, again, without all the salt and the butter on top, just plain air pop popcorn is super high in fiber and only about 30 calories for 1 cup, compared to say crackers or chips or other things that are gonna be a bit more calorie dense and not help you feel as full as something that is high in fiber like air pop popcorn. Swap number 7, swap out regular yogurt for plain Greek yogurt. Plain Greek yogurt is lower in sugar, higher in protein, and you can usually get a larger portion size for the same amount of calories, and it's also gonna keep you feeling full for a longer period of time. Now, often I hear from people is, I literally just can't stomach the taste of plain Greek yogurt. I can't do it. If you are someone like that, that's totally fine. You're totally normal. Another option is to do half plain Greek yogurt and half the serving of a flavored yogurt. I usually buy the 30% less sugar vanilla yogurt, mix half of that, half the serving there and half with plain Greek yogurt, and mix it all together. If you're someone who likes to snack on ice cream, again, not the end of the world, 80-20 rule, but if you're consistently every night having a bowl of ice cream, maybe swapping out for some Greek yogurt and berries versus the bowl of ice cream every night. And then number 8, the last swap I have for you, I guess is kind of a swap, but not really, it's more like a suggestion, is just always think when you're making a meal, can I add a side salad to this? Can I add more vegetables to bulk this up? If you're making a pasta or one of those pasta options we talked about in, I think it was number 2, chop up a bunch of mushrooms and throw those in there where you can't really taste them, but again, to add more bulk and volume. If you're having a wrap at lunch, can you add a side salad to that wrap? Whether some spinach, some kale, or some iceberg lettuce and a bunch of veggies and a balsamic vinaigrette. Minimal calories, but higher fiber, lots of nutrients. Again, it's gonna increase the total volume of that meal with only adding probably an extra 150 or 200 calories depending on what you throw in there. If you're having Greek yogurt or a cereal loaded up with a bunch of berries, blueberries, strawberries that are very low in calories, but again, add more bulk to the meal to keep you feeling full for longer. So I guess that's my last swap, I guess you could call it. I just really wanted to share this tip. I didn't know where to put it in the video. So think, where can I add more volume to this? I know a lot of people who are dieting or in a calorie deficit are like, okay, so I'm just gonna have my piece of chicken, my 3 little spears of asparagus, and then a little thing of rice. And they eat that, and often they're starving after because it's not enough volume. It's not enough food to keep you feeling full. So when you're making a meal like that, you've got your chicken, you've got your asparagus, what else can I add to this meal to bulk it up? So that's where we add the cauliflower rice to your already cooked rice. Bulk up that rice portion of your meal. Maybe you're gonna have asparagus and broccoli and have a larger portion to again, add fiber to the meal and bulk it up more. Think you're allowed to have more food, especially these low calorie foods. If you're making scrambled eggs, can you chop up some spinach or some peppers or mushrooms again and mix it into your eggs to add volume to that meal so you're not just eating strictly eggs? Of course, great for your health as well to try and add more micronutrients through vegetables and fruit. So there you go, guys. Those are 8 simple swaps that you can start making if you find it's really hard to stay in your calorie deficit. Maybe you're not getting enough fiber every day. And if you want to know more about why fiber is so important if you're on a weight loss journey or just for general health, I have a video already talking about that on my channel. I'll link that in the description below as well. As promised, another few high volume, low calorie snacks that I like to have on deck. Watermelon is one of the best options. Chop it up, have it in the fridge, super low calorie, loaded with nutrients. And again, you can eat as much as you want for very minimal calories, and because of the high water content, it's gonna keep you feeling full. Strawberries, like I said, berries like blueberries, raspberries. Even if you don't want to buy fresh fruit, I always have a big bag of frozen blueberries, a big bag of frozen strawberries, and a bag of frozen mangoes. Sometimes I'll just defrost those, eat them with some plain Greek yogurt, or just eat them plain on their own. Throw them in some cereal, in some oatmeal, in some yogurt, throw them in a salad, whatever it is, again, to bulk up your meal. I always have chopped veggies on hand in the fridge every single week. I go to the grocery store, I come home, I chop them all up and wash them and have them ready to go. peppers, carrots, cucumbers. So there you go, guys. As always, I hope this video was helpful. And if you find you are someone who's struggling to stay in your calorie deficit and struggling to see results on your weight loss journey, I hope that you found at least one swap that you can start making that's going to help you keep you feeling more full, because honestly, being hungry is not fun, and being hungry all the time and constantly thinking about food is not fun, and it's a very hard way to live, and it's hard to stay in your fat loss phase or stay in your calorie deficit if you're constantly thinking about food or going to bed with a grumbly tummy. Not fun. Any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm always happy to help. If you need help with your nutrition or your workouts, feel free to check out more information about my online fitness and nutrition coaching program, all run through my online coaching app. I'll put a link to that in the description below. I'll also put a link below to my free calorie deficit guide if you want to learn how to calculate your calorie deficit for fat loss. I'll link that in the description below as well. And as always, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.